old gentleman, and he said he'll let me rock some shit, pay me, but he wants Sailor's hornpipe, which is Popeye the Sailor Man. Popeye the Sailor, and this was like 80 years old. He says, I want Sailor's hornpipe, and then you could do whatever the fuck you want. So it was cool. I did that music note thing on top. I don't know if you've seen that one back in the days, and then I got to do whatever I want right there. So it was cool because I actually got a full corner street wall right there, and that's what I would do. I would offer my services and tell them that it'll stop graffiti from going on your walls.
At the height, how many spots do you think you had running at one time?
Probably about 15, bro. In one place by myself. And so compare that, like I guess Retina had walls, right? But that was production with other people. I'm talking about these are my walls. And I have had other people on the walls. I've had BW on the wall, that for Guilt, the homie, you know what I mean? I've had Mir on the wall. I've had Slick on my walls. I've had Yam on my walls. GAWs have always collaborated with me, like fucking Mitz, Jizzer, Deuce, my homie Prone and shit. My homie Prone's always like with me on the Graff shit, you know what I mean? That's one of my like right-hand man and shit. My homie Perv, you know what I mean? But, and my kids, bro, my youngest kids are you know, my 6-year-old and my fucking 13-year-old are up in the bay practicing up on their shit, you know what I mean?
We've spoken to Man One, and he told us for several years there was a moratorium on murals all over Los Angeles. How did you deal with that moratorium? Do you recall that? Did you keep painting during the moratorium?
I never, didn't affect me, bro. Because mine was a personal thing between individual businesses, if not the property owners, and that's how I would establish my, you know what I mean?
What's the longest you've gone without painting?
Dude, I could say probably a couple years, but I'm always painting canvases and stuff. So I've literally probably like a year, because I always get a little small wall, or like, so like in 2010, I took a break because I had another son up north, so it was harder for me to just be down here catching walls and shit and shit. So my I did a little bit less work and tried to just do more psychedelic visionary canvas work because I was mobile all the time, so I had to be in 2 places at once. And so more recently, say like 2014, I started trying to get some of my old walls back, and it was just more difficult until recently I just started cracking and blasting off again.
As you mentioned, you have so many walls, sometimes it's hard to keep track. But what are your thoughts and feelings when a different artist takes your location that you've had rocking for years?
It depends, because it's my fault if a wall is 20 years old and I'm not in communication with the property owner and it's like faded away. It could be because my negligence. And so, but then when I see, like, if we're talking about a specific wall, if I see someone that I'm like, I know that style, those motherfuckers know me. That could be a certain shit with, you know what I mean? Like that Army surplus wall, I know some people, I know whoever painted that knows me and shit. But I'm not offended because I neglected the wall. Like, I just thought that shit would be up there forever, you know what I mean? It all depends on the circumstance. You feel me? It all depends on the circumstance. If someone disses my shit, like I'll put it on blast right now. There's a kid, Sick Kid. Are you familiar with the kid, Sick Kid? And I shouldn't even be mentioning his name. He's toy as fuck, bro. He capped one of my walls, bro. In broad daylight, and I caught him slipping in my hood. I'm like, hey, you got permission to paint this wall? Over my shit. He was actually capping fucking Sloth from LTS on my wall. I'm like, you got permission? He goes, oh yeah, the owner gave me permission. I'm like, oh, are you serious? Because the owner wouldn't give them. I called him, Henrique, hey homie, did you give permission to him? He goes, no, I don't give permission to nobody. I'm like, it's Baisa homie, you know? I'm like, I went to the kid, now he had his boy looking, I said, homie, check this out. You're in my neighborhood, you just lied in my fucking face and I gave you a chance? Get the fuck out of here before I fucking take your head off of your fucking neck, bro. And he goes, oh, my bad, homie, and like smirked it off, bro, and he took off. I didn't touch him, I didn't hurt him, right? I come back the next morning, bro. He went and came and finished his shit. So I hit him up on Instagram recently. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, remember me, homie? When I see you, you know what's good, homie? You owe me a little something and shit. And, hey, man, that was 8 years ago. We're all growing up. Get over it. Like, dude, So my point, there's some dumb new generation idiots that think it's all good to just deface some shit and don't think someone will knock their teeth out. I'm not like saying I'm a violent dude, but that's some old school shit. We didn't do that to nobody. I didn't go just diss somebody's shit. And I know any dude that I capped their shit when I was young is too old to trip on me now. What are they gonna do? I'm 45. I can still fight, bro. I'm gonna be 45. Dudes like I capped her all 50 something. So if they want to get down, we get down. We'll be like, what's his name?